Do you ever catch yourself staring at your laptop, knowing you have a million things to do, and yet feeling completely stuck? You scroll, you tidy your inbox, you half start a project, but deep down, you know what's really happening. Your business is out of sync with you. It's not burnout, it's not a lack of motivation, it's clutter, invisible clutter. Systems that no longer serve you, goals that no longer excite you, work that drains instead of fuels you. The good news, you don't need to burn it all down. Sometimes all your business needs is a simple, intentional reset. So, welcome back to Boldly Introverted, the online business podcast. Today, we're talking about something that hits close to home for so many of us. Those moments when our business just starts to feel heavy. Maybe you're tired. Maybe your to-do list is like never ending. Maybe the spark that once kept you excited about your work has dimmed a little or a lot. Here's the thing. It's normal. Every business and every business owner go through times where things feel out of alignment. We evolve, our priorities shift, and sometimes the systems, goals, and expectations we built around an earlier version of ourselves don't quite fit right anymore. That doesn't mean you've failed. It doesn't mean you need to overhaul everything or start from scratch. It simply means it might be time for a reset, a conscious pause to clear space, reconnect with your vision, and bring a little more lightness and intention back into how you're working. So in this episode, I want to share some simple signs that your business might be ready for a reset. And more importantly, how you can approach that reset in a way that feels refreshing and not overwhelming. So if you've been feeling stuck, scattered, or out of sync with your business lately, this one's for you. So what exactly is a business reset? It's not some big dramatic pivot or a burn it all down and start over moment. It's a quiet, intentional pause where you can step back, clear some space, and realign with what actually matters to you right now. And often, it's the small shifts that make the biggest difference. But first, you need to know when it's time. So, here are a few simple signs that your business might be ready for a reset. You feel mentally and emotionally drained. You're constantly busy, but you feel like you're not making any meaningful progress. Your goals no longer excite you. They feel like obligations. Or you're avoiding working on your business altogether. If any of those sound familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. And there are simple, doable ways to reset without adding to your overwhelm. So here are 4 key ways that you can consider resetting your business. Tuning into what's draining you and shifting out of survival mode. Moving from busy work to meaningful progress. Reconnecting with your current vision and goals. And creating intentional space for rest and inspiration. You don't have to do all of these at once. Even choosing one area to reset can make a huge difference. So are you ready? Let's start by talking about what to do when you're feeling mentally and emotionally drained. Let's be honest. When you feel completely drained by your business, it's really easy to blame yourself. We tell ourselves we should be more motivated or more productive or more disciplined. But often, that kind of exhaustion isn't about willpower. It's a signal that something underneath isn't working anymore. So maybe your systems are outdated. Maybe you are just taking on too much. Maybe you've outgrown parts of your business and haven't cleared the space so that you can evolve. Whatever the cause, here's one truth I've learned. Your business should nourish you more often than it depletes you. And when it doesn't, it's time to listen. So, how do you start shifting out of survival mode? A simple first step is to get everything out of your head. That swirl of unmade decisions and half-finished tasks feeds your overwhelm. So grab a notebook or open Trello or ClickUp or Notion and do a brain dump, not just of your tasks, but of your thoughts and feelings that are weighing you down about your business. Sometimes just seeing it all in front of you is enough to ease that mental load. Next, I want you to look at your daily workflow. Are there things you're doing out of habit that don't actually serve you anymore? Are there small tasks that could be automated or delegated? Sometimes we don't even realize how much busy work we've layered into our weeks. And finally, I want you to check in with your energy patterns. Are you trying to force creativity when you're exhausted? Are you spending all of your good energy on things that drain you instead of things that light you up? A reset is a chance to realign your work with your natural rhythms. And remember, feeling drained isn't a personal failing. It's a signpost, an invitation to pause, reset, and rebuild your business in a way that supports your well being. And once you start clearing the mental clutter, you'll have more space to focus on what actually matters. Speaking of which, that brings us to our next topic, moving from busy work to meaningful progress. So you know the drill. Full days, full calendar, full to-do list. And yet when you close your laptop at the end of the week, you can't point to what actually moved your business forward. It's one of the clearest signs that you're due for a reset. And it happens to all of us. Over time, our businesses collect busy work, small tasks that once mattered, routines we don't question, obligations we've said yes to by default. If you're stuck in this loop, here's where you can start. Take a hard look at where your time is really going. For 1 week, track it and be honest. What percentage of your time is spent on high impact work, the kind that supports your goals and vision, versus maintenance, admin, or tasks that feel performative but don't really create any real momentum? Next, you need to question your current task list. What can actually be delegated? What could be automated? What can simply be deleted? It sounds simple, but these 3 questions can free up so much space and energy. Then, you need to refocus by choosing just 1 or 2 meaningful priorities for the coming weeks. When you know what matters most right now, it becomes easier to say no to everything that isn't aligned. And finally, remember that rest is not the opposite of progress. Often, when we strip away the busy work and create room for deep focus and rest, the progress that follows is much more sustainable and satisfying. Before we move into the next section about reconnecting with your goals and vision, I want to pause here a moment because one of the most supportive things you can do during a business reset is surround yourself with the right community. Resetting isn't something we have to do alone. Having a space where you can reflect, realign, and build your business in a way that actually nourishes you makes the process so much lighter. And that's exactly why I'm creating my upcoming membership. It's for intentional women who want to grow businesses that feel good to run, with a focus on alignment, simplicity, and meaningful progress. Doors aren't open just yet, but you can join the waitlist to be first in line when they are. You can find the link in the show notes. And whether you join my community or find support in other ways, here's what matters most. Give yourself permission to reset in a way that feels good to you. Part of that is remembering that your business is allowed to evolve, and so are your goals. So let's talk about that next. What to do when your goals no longer excite you, and how to reconnect with your current vision. This one's really big, and it can sneak up on you. You set goals 6 months ago or a year ago, maybe even longer. They felt exciting at the time, but here you are now, and when you look at them, nothing lights you up. In fact, some of them feel quite heavy, like obligations you can't quite bring yourself to take off the list. That's a huge sign that it's time for a reset. And not because you did anything wrong, because you're growing. Your business evolves. You evolve. If your goals don't shift along with that growth, they start to feel out of alignment. So here's a simple place to begin. Revisit your vision. Ask yourself, why did I start this business in the first place? What do I want my business and my life to look like moving forward? What actually matters to me now? You can journal this, mind map it, voice note it, whatever helps you think clearly. The point is to get back in touch with what you really want from this business. Then look at your current goals through that lens. Which ones still fit? Which ones feel outdated? Which ones could you release so you can make space for new energy and new ideas? This isn't about being flaky or inconsistent. It's about being intentional, honoring where you are right now, letting your business evolve with you instead of locking yourself into goals that no longer feel true. And when you do this kind of reset, you'll likely notice something else. Space opens up. Space for new ideas, space for creativity, space for inspiration. Which is exactly where we're heading next, creating intentional space for rest and inspiration. So if you found yourself procrastinating, avoiding your business, or struggling to engage with your work, that's a sign too. And not one to beat yourself up over. Avoidance is often your brain's way of saying something here isn't working for me anymore. Sometimes it's overwhelm. Sometimes it's disconnection from your why. And sometimes, and this is a big one, it's exhaustion. You've been running so hard that your creative well is just completely dry. And that's where rest comes in. Not as a luxury or as an afterthought. It is an essential part of your reset. When I say rest, I don't just mean taking a weekend off, although that does help. I mean intentionally creating space within your business rhythms for inspiration and renewal. So that might look like scheduling time away from your screens, like real breaks, not working from your phone, or taking a creative workshop, or doing something purely for fun. Getting outside more. Nature has a way of resetting both your body and your mind, or giving yourself permission to listen to your intuition instead of your inbox for just a little while. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's what fuels sustainable creativity. When you come back to your business with a rested mind and a reconnected vision, you'll find that things start to flow again. The ideas, the energy, and the motivation you thought you'd lost. And that's what a true business reset is about. Not just clearing your task list, but creating space for your best work to emerge. So, if you've been feeling the signs that your business needs a reset, here's your permission slip. You don't have to keep pushing through. You don't have to stay stuck in survival mode. You're allowed to pause. A simple, intentional reset can help you clear the mental and digital clutter, reconnect with your vision, and shift from busy work back into meaningful progress. It can help you build a business that feels good to run, one that nourishes you and doesn't drain you. And remember, this isn't a one-time thing. We evolve. Our businesses evolve. Giving yourself permission to reset again and again is part of building something that is sustainable for you. So take what you need from today's episode. Maybe it's doing a brain dump and clearing some space. Maybe it's letting go of some of your more outdated goals. Maybe it's carving out space for rest so your creativity can actually return. Whatever it is, know this. You're not behind. You're building your business on your terms. And that includes honoring when it's time to pause, reflect, and realign. If this episode resonated with you, I would be so grateful if you'd take a moment to subscribe and leave us a review. It helps more intentional women find Boldly Introverted and reminds me that these conversations do matter. And if you're feeling called to reset your business with more support and community, don't forget to join the membership waitlist. The link is waiting for you in the show notes. Thanks so much for listening. I'll talk to you next time.